So welcome to my review for Sandland by Bandai Namco, and this is out for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, and also for PC, and I finished playing the PS5 version of the game. And I'll ask you guys, are you excited about Sandland? Are you gonna pick this game up? Is it on your radar, or are you saying, hey, what the heck is Sandland? Yes, a lot of people are saying that. A lot of my friends are like, what is Sandland? What is this about?
Oh, so cool! Oh, let me play with it too!
Give me a second!
This is a game based on a manga, and the manga was by Akira Toriyama. Unfortunately, he just recently passed away, a big blow for all of us. He created Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump and a slew of other really cool mangas out there. And they've taken Sandland from that manga and created a huge action RPG in an open sandbox style of game. No pun intended. Now, before I begin, I also want to say there are no spoilers in this review. I'm only going to show footage for the first 10 to 15 hours, but no later gameplay, no notorious bosses or anything like that, or some of the crazy upgrades that you can do later on in the game.
Pretty awesome, right? Yes!
So let's start off with the story so we can get acquainted with this world. So the world of Sandland is a lot like Mad Max. It has a lot of those vibes to it, but it's a really interesting world where humans and demons coexist.
You've got guts showing your face around here.
And the story is about one demon who gets together with a couple of humans to go and find the legendary spring. Because in this world, water is the most important commodity.
Here, have some water.
And along the way, you get into confrontations with other humans, with the royal army, with just monsters in the middle of the desert. It's pretty wild.
Don't spare the engine! Full speed! Not good, step on it!
So to do with gameplay, this is a huge thing to talk about. There's so much gameplay in this game. So you can be riding through the desert in your Jeep, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a second, what's that over there? I see some monsters. You jump out, and you do hand-to-hand combat with these monsters, and you also have special moves that you can do there, and you kick the crap out of them, and you gain experience. And that's something that I really, really liked. I just liked driving around, jumping out, and going and exploring.
That hurt, you stupid jowl!
And you can just wander into caves. You go in there and there's treasure chests to find. And there's a lot of exploration in this game, and I'm gonna definitely come back to that. But not only that, you can level up your characters. You can pick more skills to level up. So there's a lot of customization just with your main characters alone. Never mind where we'll go from there.
Nobody's allowed to be more evil than a fiend.
And there's encampments where you can set up a camp, you can stay there overnight, you can also buy items from there, and you can replenish your water. There's also elements in the game that's very much like Metal Gear, where it's stealth, where you're sneaking into a base and you don't want to be caught. And so you're going around the corners and you're going up ladders and spotting the enemies, and you're like, okay, I gotta get past these guys. And that's one thing I want to say. I love all the varying degrees of gameplay in this game. It's not just like you're running around just fighting monsters all the time. There's so much variation on what you're doing.
What?
And then the moment comes when you finally really upgrade and get your very own tank.
So this is a tank. How the heck do you drive it?
And then this is when the game really opens up with what you can do. So before, you're running around just doing hand-to-hand combat with the monsters, and you feel pretty strong, but most times you feel kind of weak. Not with the tank. All of a sudden you have some serious firepower. You have your machine guns, and you have your missiles, and boy, does that ever change the gameplay. In fact, it actually reminds me of Blaster Master at times, when you're going up cliffs and stuff, and you have to jump out, activate certain things, jump back into your tank, and keep on going. I love going in and out of your tank, and that is used a lot.
Way to go!
Good job, Prince. Now we can be on our way.
I love jumping in and out of the tank to accomplish certain missions. And that's the thing, there's so many things to do in the desert that you'll be wandering around in your tank, and all of a sudden you see some monsters picking on this one townsperson, and you're like, I'm gonna go save them, and of course, you get rewards for that.
I'll keep it. It might turn out to be useful later.
And then you run into Anne and you open up the garage. And this is where things, again, really open up, because at this point you can upgrade all of your vehicles and you can make brand new vehicles in there as well. So it's really great when you get your tank in there and you're picking the different weapons you want, different suspensions you want. You can change the color on it. You can upgrade everything. And that is the thing, that is the meat and potatoes of this game, the customization. With everything that you can do, with your main character, with all of your vehicles. It's nearly limitless with what you can possibly do. And that's what makes the game really awesome. Running around, getting into combat with other tanks, destroying them, getting their pieces, bringing them back to your shop, and upgrading your own tank.
No such thing as too tough for me.
There's also bounties out there for criminals to take down. There's also, I'm not going to show them, there's some really cool ones too, notorious monsters, if we want to call them that, where these legendary monsters in the middle of the desert that just come out at you, super high levels, and you got to take them out. So that's the one thing that I really recommend. Always upgrade your vehicles. Always. You can always upgrade it. Just keep on upgrading as much as you can and go out and farm in the desert. Go around and go into those caves, go into those shrines and find the treasure chests and upgrade your weapons. But it's also great when you get different vehicles and different robots and different machines. They will help you navigate the desert in a completely different way. And I gotta say, overall, the gameplay feels very, very tight. Some of the vehicles are a little crazy, like the motorcycle when you're on that is out of control. At times you're like, oh my god, I'm going so fast through the desert. But with different suspensions and upgrading it, things really come together. But some of the vehicles take a little bit to get used to. That is for sure. But I really want to say that I love the tank controls. I feel really at home, and I really just love going around the desert, feeling strong, and absolutely annihilating monsters.
Nice! One down!
Okay, I'm going to get to a negative here, because I really, really got to say that I really like this game. One of my negatives is the music. The music is not bad. I want to say that. It's not terrible music.
My throat is killing me. Water.
It's very, very atmospheric and it fits, but it never rises above the game. I was never like, oh my god, this music, or oh my, it kind of was always in the background. And I kind of think that's where it's supposed to be, realistically, because when I'm going around, I'm thinking, okay, I want to take out these tanks, I want to get those monsters out of the way, I need to find new pieces to upgrade my other vehicles with. You're always thinking about that, and you're always going on to your next mission. And that's the thing, this is a completely open world game. It's massive in scope. The map size, all the different places you can go, there's a lot to do here. And I think the music just kind of encompasses that and gives you kind of a playing field in the background to enjoy. But I never really loved the music. I just thought it was fitting. The other thing that kind of grates on me a little bit is the dialogue going through the desert.
Well, I'm not excited.
As you're going from one section to the next, which you'll be doing a lot of, the characters just repeat themselves with saying the same thing over and over and over again.
I get it already. Give it a rest.
And you're like, okay. And I went in to try to turn that off, and I couldn't find that option. Maybe I missed it.
No, sir. Not even a little.
But I do want to say one thing that I do find funny. Once in a while, just once in a while, the old man sounds like Bruce Campbell. At one time, I was like, is this Bruce Campbell's voice?
That's right, I'm a human. I come from a neighboring town. I'm Sheriff Rao.
Shop smart. Shop S-smart. You got that?
I'm here today because I want to ask for you demons' help. Now, is one of your leaders willing to listen to what I have to say?
Now. Who's with me?
Sandland is going to be one of those games that I think is going to be a cult classic. And I just want to say, for the record, I really love this game. I really love this game. This is a game of the year for me. I'm almost leaning that it could possibly be one of the games of the year, like the top, because I've really enjoyed it. And I gotta explain why. And, in the passing of Akira Toriyama, it really, like a lot of us, it really hit me hard. And all of the wonderful worlds he gave us. And this is another wonderful world he's given us. And I think Bandai Namco has done an outstanding job of taking that manga and the anime, which I've watched, by the way. I really like the anime. But taking that into game form and making it fun and really translating that the manga adaptation into a playable game. But it's beyond that. This game is massive. It's huge in scope. There's so much to explore. There's so much to do.
Take that!
The hours of gameplay cannot even be counted for all of the things that you can do in this game, and there is a lot. Yes, you can just do the main storyline, but you can upgrade the towns, you can upgrade your own room. I don't even want to show any of that. There's a lot that you can do to upgrade everything and to continue on the adventures within Sandland, and it's really fun just to be blasting around the desert in a tank and seeing some monsters going, I'm gonna take you out, or I'm gonna help out that townsperson there. And, hey, what's that mysterious cave over there? I wanna go in there. And then you go into the cave and it's absolutely massive and takes you to an entire other section of the game. Or you get to a section of the game where it's like, there's quicksand, you're like, I can't get across this. You need to go and get a vehicle to cross that. There's always something to do, and the gameplay is really, really strong and really, really fun. The characters and all of that really come together. I haven't even talked about the graphics. I've just been showing them. The graphics and frame rate are fantastic in this game. They really, really are. And I've been fighting a lot of monsters on the screen at one time, and nothing really, is jarring for me and all that. As I say, I played on PS5, and it all was very flawless for me.
Man, I'm good.
But it's nice to jump back into an Akira Toriyama world that's been handled with such love and such care. And yes, there's so many people going, what is Sandland? I know, I hope you have seen a little bit more what it's about in my review here, and it's piqued your interest a little bit.
Oh yeah, I've learned my lesson.
I will say, if you're an Akira Toriyama fan, it's a must-play game. It's a must-play game. If you like open sandbox style of games, you'll really like this as well.
Yes, sir!
And it's also for people who just want to run around in a tank and just destroy things and get into mech battles and things like that. There's a lot of fun to be had here. There's so much to do that is astronomical. And I'm still making my way through the game because there's so much to it and it's never ending. And I think that's a great thing for anybody who's jumping in going, I want a big world. You're going to get it and then some. And definitely put some time aside for this.
War, huh? That's some serious stuff.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
It's really exceeded my expectations. I went in thinking it was going to be a small style of game, but I was blown away with the amount of stuff that's put in there. And yes, I can see some of the arguments being kind of like Wind Waker, going across the water, just going across the desert may seem boring to a lot of people. I was never bored. There was always something going on. I went to another side. There's some gigantic alligators to take out. I take them out. I was having a great amount of fun. There's always a treasure chest. There's always something coming up and something to explore. And I've had a great time in Sandland, and I haven't left yet. I'm still there. I'm still having a great time. And I just definitely want to come in and talk about it today. What do you guys think of Sandland? Is this going to become a cult classic? Are you guys picking it up day one? Are you saying, nope, this is not for me? Let me know down below. So anyways, guys, until next time.